Here we go. Hello, 10-10-220. Hey, who remembers that? 10-10-220? 20 minutes for 99 cents. I actually did a deep dive into YouTube to find the commercials. Okay, if you aren't born before 1980, I don't think you're going to understand. The idea was we had to actually pay for long distance phone calls. A whole different world. A whole different world. Hello, and Jonas here, the love messenger. It is a day. It's an opportunity to come in and share. Who am I? Do you not know me? Maybe you know me. Maybe you've been around for a while. The love messenger is somewhat of a new expression for Ann Jonas. And so I may not be fully known by people even that have known me. Do any of you know that? This day, which I'm going to talk more about as a 10-10 energy, is about completions and beginnings. It's about renewal. And it's about reflection. Back to me, because actually I'm the most important person right here, right now. And you are the most important person in your world. And that's an important part of what I offer. My teachings, my transformational and perspective guidance, which you can find all of my offerings, whether they be virtual, whether they are courses, whether they are pre-recorded. I have community. You can join the Sacred Connection Community membership, which will be actually at this point right now 10-10-2024 is being revamped. I'm literally in this 10-10 portal right now. I am at points of completion and beginning, and in that liminal space, the liminal space, which is in between, it's a threshold. I am grateful to have the opportunity to have witnessed my life as self-reflection, recognizing the places where I witnessed. That was what I was doing, was witnessing, not really realizing that that was what I was doing, but witnessing is more than watching. Witnessing is experiencing what you're watching from a neutral and curious perspective. And that allows for what I see as more information that comes through in this neutral way. We are this one and this zero, the one being everything is sacred geometry, everything is connected. And in my life, as again, in this reflection space, witnessing how pieces that didn't really seem to make sense or didn't feel good, there are many things in this life that don't feel good. I love to say we receive many gifts in this lifetime, and most of them come in ugly packaging. And as we sit back into that truth and honor that this life is school, then we look at these portals I've spoken into this before related to the aspect of numerology. You know, I waited until it said 10:10 and it was 10:10 a.m. and it was 10:10 2024. And I mean, angel numbers, I've been seeing them all my life ever since the first digital clock, right? You know, like most of the clocks I had growing up had faces, and then a digital clock came in, and it was seeing the numbers in a different way. And I would say 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my first experience with how numbers come together in the way that they aren't necessarily mathematical. And yet they are. So we go from 9, 10, really to 1 in this energy of cycle. 9 is a completion, 1 is a beginning, and 10 feels like a bridge. And that's where that line and that circle bring together everything. That with a line and a circle, you have everything. You have spiral, you have angle, and it's being willing to honor always that this life is a choice. And to see this time as an amazing opportunity to actually recognize a completion and close a door, stand at the threshold, see the timeline that you're stepping into. It's the gift of being willing to step out of this, the word reactivity, but we are reacting, responding to everything. How do we see that experience, and how are we allowing ourselves to be in the experience at its fullest, meaning that our attention and our curiosity come in? I love to ask these questions when met with challenge, triggering experiences, navigating hard things. You ask yourself, where are my edges? Where are my edges? What am I learning? How is this serving? Many of you have heard this from me before. The idea here is being sovereign. Don Miguel Ruiz. I was on Postcards to the Universe with Melissa DiCaprio, and the other day, yesterday, was it yesterday? Oh, it's been such a whirlwind week. Whirlwind with our Hurricane Milton friend, and whirlwind, so many swirling energies. And she said that she had Don Miguel Ruiz as a guest and his family. And I was like, I have celebrity envy. I love this experience of how we gather our information. That's what I was speaking to before. What is built and Jonas at version 6.0, I love to say that I recognize how I get better, bigger, better, more, and how I go through the birth process, and how I acknowledge when something's complete and I step in. I fall down, I get up. These are principles of my life. These are principles of essentially living a God-led life. And that's about trusting. And as we see these cycles, these portals, these opportunities, It's the 11:11 on the clock, the 1:11, the 2:22. It's so funny for those of you that play in the angel number game. It's so thrilling to feel on point, to catch it. Oh, and the other day I walked into the kitchen and it was like 11:11 in 4 places. I mean, it was like I won the lottery. This is where abundance comes from. Abundance comes from synchronicity. Seeing the synchronicity creates abundance. That's a whole nother conversation. But then there's the times where you just miss it. It's 1 minute after. And my dear friend Moon Tucker said her response was close enough. And you know what? Close enough is enough when you are recognizing that you're paying attention. Okay. So maybe it's not always on point. Maybe the path has the opportunity to shift. You go down a path. So this is part of this too, completion and beginning. You're on a path. I'm in this place now I was speaking to the Sacred Connection community. I've actually had now 2 incarnations, a Patreon group that still exists, and another portal through my website, thelotuspath.love. And I recently decided to move everything to Kajabi. And this isn't a plug. It's more of an expression because it recognizes that I can encompass all of the things that I'm doing in one place now and create a space for expansion and growth. So I've had the beautiful lotus path of this business and the website that was recently reconfigured. So yes, 2024 will have had 2 websites and 2 portals, 2 community portals. Big year. And the idea is that there was a great path. And as things grew, the path needed to grow as well. And that's life. I mean, this is what we see in the physical infrastructure, of how we get from one place to another. And so, honoring that we are choosing to grow and evolve. This is a choice. And we do it through teaching as well. We're all here learning and teaching. We're all here learning and teaching. We're all here learning and teaching. We are. There's really no way around that. I mean, everything you do, somebody is going to learn from. They're going to learn they don't want to do it that way, or they're going to learn they do want to do it that way. That's what you're doing. It's powerful. And in this place of essentially being in my thoughts, which are really essentially a guide. I recently heard this. Your brain really is the mailroom. Like all the information is coming in and it's like, where do you go? Where is your appropriate home? Who needs to receive you? That's like what the brain does really, really, really well. The problem is when the brain decides, I think I'm going to be the CEO now. I'm actually going to run this show rather than facilitate and support the show. So anyway, as I was saying, I've completely lost my train of thought. My honoring of growing my path, of recognizing that I am here on a growth journey, on an evolutionary journey, that this is a choice. We have a day today that is double the potency. double the potency of an opportunity for being on a threshold that's the kind where you can fly off. It can be one of those big expressions. Allowing yourself to be in the goo. We talk a lot about that. Metamorphosis and change, evolution is a deconstruction. And we're seeing that right here, right now, in our world, on our planet, in this dimension, in our collective experience. The macro and the micro, they're one and the same. Everything is one. You know, I wrote something in my portal energy perspective guidance that went out very early this morning. When we choose to see this life as a series of now moments, and also that the most important relationship we'll ever have is the one with ourselves. And if we suppose that the now moment is everything, then everything becomes important because it is part of the whole experience that have called forth you as you. Okay, that's a rabbit hole, right? Because essentially we go from being here now to being with you. That's where we go. And it takes choosing to be uncomfortable, to strip away, to feel vulnerable, and be willing in that vulnerability to stand in authenticity. You know, it's funny, another part of my newsletter included this, woo, there we go, pew, picture, a tea bag coming off of this mug. It was a tea bag, not the mug, that I was capturing. But it's important to honor our greatness. Truly, 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 truly it is. I have to laugh. I really, really enjoyed the radio talk show with Melissa on Wednesday. And oh yeah, I'm the love messenger. Like that's the deal. I'm the love messenger. That's what I've taken on. I love it. I'm grateful to be the love messenger. And when she was beginning the show, like off the cuff, she wasn't reading. It wasn't written anywhere in anything that I had provided her. She spoke into, you know, before she went and did her whole spiel on this show, on her show, you know, who I was and that I was coming, and I was Ann Jonas, the love goddess. And I laughed so hard, I'm on mute. And I listened to that, and there has been this expression in my life as of late where I have been dancing in that aspect of God presence as God expression, as we all live a prophet led life, a God led life, when we are willing to see it that way. We can choose. And in that, we're living for God. Okay, so let me back up a minute. I got a lot of God in here, right? If you're with me, you've been with me, you know the God I'm talking about. And if you don't really understand and you're still here, this is a God that is not expressed in the Judeo-Christian. This is my God our God of love and oneness, of the oneness and energy of it all, of joy, of curiosity, and of desire to be in existence. And I dance where reclaiming our greatness, reclaiming, right? Like we have, every one of us is great. And that is often lost in the journey of what we see as, they get identified as failures. We are projected upon by others. We aren't taught the four agreements because we aren't raised by the four agreements. The four agreements support us in living a life that is chosen by us. And that's an interesting thing, right? To be choosing your life in all ways. Here we are today again. Any day, whatever day it is, you have this opportunity to begin again. Every moment we get to begin again. Every now moment, when you're here now, you've won. You get to begin again. You get to choose to be one with all of the experiences of your life. It's my honor to talk. It's such a journey to be human and to be a human ego that is offering an expression that is big. One of my favorite movies is Big, actually. Xanadu and Big are two of my favorite movies. And they're about magic and about dreams and about being with your true self. And we are so blessed to have so many opportunities to be here, to grow, and to offer. That's my greatest joy. And I'm feeling them present. This is kind of a new thing for me. This is my third or fourth time now where I've said I'm channeling my team, Lot Us, and they have been around for 20 years. This image right here, and the lotus path. Most of you have known the story, but the idea is that I was looking for a tattoo idea, and I heard three words come through a stained glass: lotus, lotus flower. Well, that first word wasn't lotus, it was Lot S. And that was 21 years ago. And now I'm here, and they and I have a contract that I'm here to offer voice. Together with my intuitive way of being and their guidance and wisdom, I have spent, the last 20 years, aware of being a channel, and aware that information comes through, and aware that there are voices, and aware that I felt weird a lot of the time hearing things that made sense but didn't. Yet guiding my life in a way that kept me safe. I mean, things, have had their challenge, but the way that I see it now, and not everybody has a team of like Lot Us. I mean, clearly, this is a non-usual experience, but you've heard of them: Abraham, Bashar, Seth, Lot Us. They fall into that. The Z's, of course, Lee. And they like screamed at me. And what's occurred in the time that I said, yes, let's do this, I've had many other teams and beings come through and check in and share, offer. It's been humbling, and am I going crazy? Both. Being willing to say yes to going live and being on Sacred Connection and holding space as Jonas, and then to essentially step aside and have my team begin to speak. It's an honor, and it takes some willingness to really be outside the box. And they said, stop talking. So that's the thing. And my cat's talking. There's so much talking in my world. It makes sense that I would be talking for somebody else. Okay. Take a sip of water. Lean in. At this time, we invite you, if it feels safe and comfortable, to close your eyes and to allow yourself to be witness to all that's been spoken. Anne likes to say she waves a crazy flag. And there are beings in her field, in her community, that join that and that do that like thing with their head, cock their head thing to the side in in what is that? Perplexion? Perplexus? Perplected. The word choice. Okay. Here we are. Hello, hello. Lot Us here. Yes, we've come through into Anne's world in a way that was a little bit tricky. It was serving because at the time she was not ready to take on this voice. Yes, that is a cat, in case you are curious. We look at the cat. Okay, we complete. You want to be a part of this? This is magic. Magic is coming through. This is a moment where we all are present as one. Invitation now is to come into the awareness of your one. Your one may have many aspects, many voices, many identities. Your one is who you be. And then there is the zero, the nothingness, the essence of what one might say as opposite of full. 1 and 0. 1 and 0. In your world is a mathematical experience to speak of 1 and 0. Everything that's mathematical is magic, is metaphysical, is energy. Energy first, then math. Sacred geometry, then everything. All created from energy and thought. As we come to you today in honor of this calendar experience that is important in your evolution, the existence of it may not matter to many, that there is a day of paying one's attention to the energies of that portal, the power of the portal and the expression of movement from one dimension to another, movement from one chapter to another. Anne spoke of threshold. Everything is a threshold when everything is now. Every now moment is a threshold. As you hold yourself in each now moment, you are cultivating consciousness. You are offering an awareness that runs deeper, wider, grander than your third dimensional expression. It is not your fault. Well, it is your fault. You chose to be here. You also chose to know that you are going to forget what you are. And now you are here, and maybe you are remembering now. Maybe you have remembered. Wherever you are on the journey of remembering, know that when this life is completion, this blip, this very small yet magnificent expression of your soul's evolution, you will remember. Once again, that is truth. Opening hearts. This is something that we feel would be serving in this moment. We recognize the attention of so much in the realm of thought. We speak of our presence as a way to gain deeper understanding of what's beyond your book knowledge of this dimensional experience. Knowledge is vast and it is immediate. And this moment of this day, of this portal, this is a bridge. And we are called to bring your attention to your heart. Your heart is the bridge in your physical body's energy system as the fourth of the seventh. And as your awareness comes flowing through your heart, knowing that at the function of the heart's beating, the beat of the heart. There is every now moment. Like the breath, the inhale is one, the exhale another. It is our joy to witness the shift that occurs in the energetic field when beings come together in the oneness of the breath with intention. We witness again in this now moment the swirling energies Anne speaks into, the expression of that swirling in the weather pattern, and how so many held in their hearts and in their energy field and in their intention desire for this situation to be softened. It's not a magic poof, right? We know that, I mean, there is magic poof, but this is not a magic poof. It's a magic, like a blow, like a soft petting. It's, it's a, it was a gift. It was a gift to all who were witness, whether they were aware or not, of how desire and intention from a heart-centered place have the capacity to impact matter, because all is energy. We feel that it's important to understand your heart when it is leading is the reflection that you are connected to the God source. Your heart and the God source are one. The mind has the ability to offer, as Anne spoke into, offer information. We will speak more into you allowing your mind to be that purpose, to be a gatherer of information and to decide where it needs to go in your world, the way it's expressed. And you allow your daily breath to remind you of your connection and your trust. That is your choice. It is our honor to have this opportunity to share with Anne, to offer our reflections, provide support and guidance. We look forward to the next opportunity to be with you once again. Hello. Hmm. I enjoy that so much. I enjoy I spoke into reclaiming our greatness and feeling bigger, better, more. I enjoy talking. I do. I like hearing what I have to say. I always have. And and what I've also learned along this journey is how important it is to listen. And to listen with your heart is a lot us was speaking into. To move from your heart. Mm. It's my greatest joy to hold this space, to step in to this container as a teacher, providing transformational and perspective guidance, supporting the collective in feeling a deeper sense of self, remembering, guiding that journey of soul and human being one. Wherever you are on this planet at this time, maybe it's today, 10-10-220, maybe it's some other day. If you're here and you're here now, I offer you the gift of you. You're a powerful, magical being. You say yes to you along this journey all the time, and I celebrate that. Have a beautiful and amazing day in whatever way you decide. Remember the threshold. Trust the in-between space. Know that this day offers you greatness. Mwah. Love you. See you in the field. Situation. Okay, here we go. Bye.